Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 and this Newcastle United series at the start of a very good season that started to tail off in the last episode where we suffered disappointing draws at home against Stoke where we had to rescue a point, and then at home against West Brom where we threw away 2 points thanks to some Chris Wood heroics for West Brom where he got goals in the 90th and 94th minute to bring them back from 2-0 down to 2-2. And that's not an ideal couple of results when our next 4 games are against Spurs, Arsenal, Man City and Chelsea. They are very, very tough fixtures to come. And we'll go through the first 3 of those in this episode with a match against Chelsea in the next episode. The one saving grace for us is that we do have a 100% away record in the Premier League. And we've also beaten Liverpool 5-0 this season. So hopefully that will set us up well to actually go out and get another couple of wins in these next 4 games and really keep our position in the league table, where at the moment we're sitting in 4th place, and if we're anywhere near that after these 4 games are over, I have very, very high ambitions about finishing in the top 4. I've also made a couple of transfers which I alluded to in the last episode. If we have a look at the transfer screen, you can see we've brought in Tom Heaton. He's 32 years old, but he's higher rated by my scouts than my current goalkeeper Onana. And because he's English, if we do qualify for Europe, we are going to need that homegrown contingent. So for £10 million, I think that's a fair amount of money for him. He is 32 years old, but as a goalkeeper, he will have quite a bit of longevity in him. And then we've signed Chris Smalling. We actually got him for an absolute steal at just about £7.5 million. He's still a decent defender. He's not going to set the world alight, but he will fix an area where we are struggling in depth, and he will come in as a player who can do a job in that position. And possibly he will come in ahead of Mbemba or Lascelles alongside Lemos. And at the moment, we don't really have another defender, even on the bench today. We don't have a central defender on the bench, so it's a much needed position to strengthen when we've already got 3 players there. Now you can see how we're going to line up for this game against Spurs. We are playing with Moise Kean, Cutrone and Pinamonti all up front. We've got Saive and Fernandez in midfield with Marin, Lemos, Mbemba, Lascelles and Manquillo in defence with Onana in goal. Dembele with the ball, tries to push it wide, but Manquillo's won it well. Now Pinamonti, just after 5 minutes gone, and Cutrone is through on goal. He's got a man to his left, he picks out Saive, and that's a terrible chance. There's a huge gap in that bottom corner, but he wasn't able to place it well enough. And we have let the chance go, and Nastasic there off the crossbar for Spurs just a minute later, nearly giving them the lead instead. Onana. 11 minutes gone, sending the ball long forward past the halfway mark. Header comes down, Eriksen nods it on, now Kane through to Dele Alli. Dangerous position here, he's going to strike it and he's put it over the bar, fortunately for us. Pinamonti plays the ball off to Keane, that's a good ball onto Cutrone, but the defender does his job and Dembele brings it forward for Spurs, picking out Son Heung-min who plays it inside, but Saive intercepts well. Lemos then launching the ball forward and Cutrone's run onto that ball. He puts it over the top looking for Moise Kean. Good first touch, he's in on goal and it's well saved by Larry. Lamela with a free kick, he's gone for goal. It's hit the wall, it's come to Dembele and he has just put that one wide. Nearly half an hour gone as Larry sends the ball forward. I've noticed Spurs really struggling for their fitness today. So if we can hang on at 0-0 towards about the hour mark, I'd be quite confident about our prospects. Lamela there with an awful effort from a long way out. I think he tried to hit it with the outside of his left boot. But they are coming again, Spurs. It's Son Heung-min coming down the left flank, but well cleared by Mbemba, I think there. Cutrone just nodding on a little bit further out. Dele Alli picks up the ball, plays it in from the right, and Mbemba again out, but only as far as Dembele. Now Eriksen to Son, and that is what happens when you don't clear your lines. Fortunately for us, the linesman there coming to our rescue, and the goal ruled out for Spurs, but a dangerous sign of what they can do. And you can see on the stats, we are not putting in a good enough shift, and at the moment, it is only Spurs' wayward shooting that's keeping us in this game, as Davies throws the ball into Eriksen again. Now Davies down the line to Son. He has been causing us some problems. He pushes it out wide to Kane. Eriksen switches it to the other side with Lamela. Ball down the corner for Alderweireld. He's got a cross for Kane in there, and Kane at the near post. No offside that time. He just slots the ball home, and that's a disappointing time to concede a goal just before half time. Nastasic, edge of the area, loads of Spurs players in the box if he can find them here in the second half. Now Eriksson picks out Alderweireld. Few players in there, he puts the ball into Son. Good tackle, ball comes to Eriksson and it's just gone high and wide. Marin sends the ball back. Can we get something out of this game? Ball forward is wayward and again Spurs getting behind with Harry Kane. He's past the defenders and it's a great stop by Onana. Davies again with the throw in here. Their efforts are coming thick and fast for Spurs. We just cannot control them as Dele Alli turns, shoots and just puts it wide. You'll see the stats come up in a minute on the screen. It's been absolute destruction by Spurs and the fact that it's still 1-0 is an absolute miracle. But you can see from their fitness, if we can keep it like this into the last sort of 10-15 minutes, I think we do have a chance of sneaking something from this game. Dembele forward to Eriksson. 25 minutes left to play. He finds Dele Alli. Overlapping run on the right hand side for him, but he sends it all the way back to Alderweireld. Deep cross in towards Kane. It's come to Son. He sends it back out to Davies. Ball in again. Marin has just put that into his own net. That is horrendous. What has he done there? Absolute horror show from Marin, and he's just made our job twice as hard. Just under 10 minutes to go. Dembele, edge of the area, finds Son. We've still not really managed to create any chances and we are on attacking. Son with the effort, it flashes over the bar. We are going to have to go for overload and just hope that we can get something out of that. But at the moment it is not looking encouraging. We still only had one shot on target in this game. Spurs with 33 shots now. Lamela with another corner for them, puts it into the near post for Son. He puts it across and Nastasic makes it 3-0. And really there was nothing that we could do. The fact it's 3-0 is an absolute blessing for us. It really could be 10 or more with the number of shots that they've created, and maybe this tactic not quite working for us anymore. I don't know if it's something to do with an update to the game or what, but we just are not quite getting the results in the last couple of episodes. I'm hoping it's just a blip in form and that we can recover. Now we got a chance here with Perez picking out Moise Kean. Players across from him, he finds Perez again, Kean, and Perez does put the ball in the bottom corner for his first goal of the season. A very good counter-attack from the team there, but too little, too late. Lamela with a free kick, puts it in, Lascelles gets it away, and Perez can maybe launch another counter-attack here. He picks out Cutrone, Perez across to his left, he finds Perez once more, ball in behind for Kean, and he's put that wide. Had that gone in, it would have been a really flattering scoreline. But it does look like the full-time whistle is about to go any second now. And a disappointing defeat. It could have been a lot worse. It doesn't damage the goal difference too much. But you can see from the stats just how much we were dominated by Spurs today. And we've got a long way to go to make up the ground against a team this good. The international break has come and gone, and we now have to take on Spurs' rivals, Arsenal. We're at least at home for this game, so I'm hoping we can get a better result. But the last 4 or 5 games that we've played, I've not been entirely encouraged by the style of play that we've been playing or how we've controlled games. We haven't had too many really bad results, but we do need to get a result against Arsenal if we're going to have any hope of holding on to a European place by the end of these difficult runs of fixtures. Hopefully the 2 weeks off will have allowed the players to come back fresh and better, and I'm hoping the team will be able to link up quite well. You can see the team's formation seems to work reasonably well. There's not a lot of red patches on the pitch, but somebody has suggested dropping a striker into a sort of attacking midfield area, but I'm not sure that's really what I want to do when we've got 4 brilliant young strikers on the pitch. I want them all to get as much game time as possible. So we're going to persist with this tactic at least for now and see where it gets us to. But for this game against Arsenal, we've got a team made up of Keane, Sanabria and Cutrone. We've got Saive and Fernandes in midfield with Marin, Lemos, Mbemba, Lascelles and Manquillo in defence and Onana in goal. Worth noting that Andre has been injured for another 5 to 6 weeks. I think it's a recurrence of his last injury, so hopefully this isn't a persistent problem. We've sent him to a specialist, so he should be back in about a month's time and then really be raring to go. 25 minutes gone in this game and it's going the same way as the Spurs one right now. Lacazette with the header there, but Mbemba sends it back to Onana. I don't know why he didn't pick that one up, but Lemos launches it forwards towards Moise Kean. He's got 2 players in the box to aim for. He does try and beat the defender here. He sends it all the way back and Saive will have to run back to pick it up. Now Fernandes Trying to come forward, finds Saive again. Cutrone to Sanabria. Nice little play here. Manquillo gets to that ball, but it goes to Cech, who launches it forward. And Lacazette's been allowed to run onto that. He's got a lot of support arriving. Good tackle there, but Bellerin picks it up. He's got one man at the back stick. He's looking for him. Fernandez down, and Ozil has half volleyed that one into the top corner. And I was saying before that highlight kicked off that this is going the way of the Spurs game, and it still looks like that's going to be the case, even more so now after that goal. 6 shots, 3 on target. We haven't had a shot yet, and Fernandez wasting that corner there isn't going to help. Marin will pick up the ball though. Hopefully he can find one of our players, and he does pick out Mbemba. Ball over the top for Gedson. Now Sanabria looking for Cutrone. He's in on goal, and he's had 2 attempts at the ball there, but has forced it past the goalkeeper there to make it 1-1. And we have immediately equalised against Arsenal. Nearly half time here, 2 minutes of added time to go as Arsenal bring the ball forward from a free kick. Iwobi to Ozil. Good switch of the play. He had 2 players over there. Ricardo, the one that picked it up, and it's come towards Saive here, who's stolen the ball ahead of the Arsenal player. Sanabria straight onto Cutrone, as he needed to do. He's got 2 players to his left. He gives the ball away though, and Ramsey sends it out to the left for Alex Iwobi. Now Ozil trying to come forward. Switches it out to Bellerin on the right. Ricardo making the overlapping run, and he is found here, Ricardo. Marin with a big tackle, comes to Lacazette though, and when the ball is just free in the box like that, it's always going to end up in the back of the net, and for the second time in this game we have fallen behind. Nearly an hour gone, Gedson sends the ball in from a corner. It's cleared out by Ramsey, but Sanabria goes after it. Plenty of support there as Lemos finds Mbemba. Now Gedson, Cutrone in a good position, cuts inside to Sanabria. Now Gedson, packed there on the Arsenal edge of the area, but Saive in a good position, bit of space, ball comes to him again, and twice he's hit that into an Arsenal player. That is just really, really poor from Saive, who is not the best midfielder anyway, and maybe a player we need to be looking at replacing. Lemos gets the ball away, but Ozil's got another chance to strike it. Manquillo with a huge tackle there. Kolasinac though onto Bellerin. Loads of Arsenal players in the box. Iwobi's at the back stick. Lascelles gets it away. Kolasinac. Now Ramsey. We just cannot clear our lines here. Bellerin puts a cross in, and it comes towards Iwobi, but it has gone out, and I think the injury is the highlight there. But just 30 minutes for us to try and get something out of this game. 20 minutes left. Lacazette, edge of the area for Arsenal. Still going Lacazette. Nobody challenged him there, and he really should have scored from that position. With less than 10 minutes to go, it's still 2-1, and we are still in this game despite Arsenal's dominance. But it doesn't look like we're going to get the goal in the last 5 minutes. We're already attacking and trying to do everything we can to get the goal, but it looks like time is going to run out here as Ricardo puts the ball in. It comes back to him. He dinks it over the top, and Walcott, again, that throw-in has caused us problems, and Walcott stopped by Lemos, but he does get to the ball once more. Ramsey, edge of the area to Ricardo. He strikes it, and Onana catches it, but with 2 seconds left on the clock, it's going to be another defeat for us here in this really tough run of fixtures. Onana sends it forward, but the full-time whistle has gone. And it was a tighter game than we had against Spurs, but I don't think at any point we seriously looked like getting a good result from this match. And it has finished in another defeat that drops us down to 6th place. I think we're still going to be in and around the top 5 sort of area, but it looks like the top 4 really are pulling away at this point, unless we can find a way to rein them back in. But it's not getting any easier because our next match is away against Manchester City before we host Chelsea at home. So this is going to be a tough time to grit and bear these results. But I'm not really sure what else we can do at the moment than try and persist with our tactic and hope that we can get something out of it. Well, the final match of this episode is away from home against Manchester City, and if I'm being honest, I am expecting another defeat here. The team is very strong, but I don't think it's quite at a point where we're ready to challenge in the top 4. And it will be our ability to beat weaker teams, if anything, that will allow us to get into the top 4 at the end of the season, rather than our matches against the big teams like this. I think the leading article going into this game said that Newcastle faces the impossible, and that certainly seems the way the bookies are seeing it as well. We're down to 8th position at the moment. You can see in the bottom right there, some teams have played more games than us, but even then, not quite in an ideal situation, and we need to be trying to win this match to get past Manchester City, who unfortunately also have inconsistent form. And at the moment, our head-to-head record is a win for Man City and a draw, but we have not yet managed to get a win. And I don't think at the Etihad we're going to get one either. Joachim Low, interestingly, the Manchester City manager at the moment. You can see the way we're going to set up for this one, and we do have Keane, Sanabria and Cutrone all playing up front. Fernandes and Diame are the two in midfield this time. Saive has been dropped after the last game. Haidara also comes in for Marin, who's been dropped. Manquillo at right wing back. We've then got Lemos, Mbemba and Lascelles in defence, with Onana in goal. Manchester City kicked the game off. You can see they have signed Iker Muniain from Bilbao and Alexis Sanchez in there as well. So a very tough challenge for us against a team this strong. John Stones played at right back today, sends the ball back to Gundogan. Now Muniain loses it as Manquillo intercepts. Ball comes down to Gedson. He finds Sanabria. We've got a counter-attack position here. If Moise Keane can do something with this, got a man in the middle to aim for. Keane does put the cross in, but Company comfortably able to kick that ball forward. Aguero having a charge down the right flank. They've got another chance here, City, and theirs is Alexis Sanchez, and it's only taken 48 seconds for Manchester City take the lead. It's gone down as an Mbemba own goal. I think that was a Sanchez goal, really, but just 1 minute to fall behind, and I have a feeling it is going to get an awful lot worse today. I think it's a combination of poor morale in the team, just compounding a poor run of form, because at the start of this season we were doing so well, but then the form has dropped absolutely off a cliff since really we lost to, I think, Bury in the Carabao Cup. So we need to try and get a nice run of fixtures after maybe the next game against Chelsea, where we can get a couple of wins on the board and just sort of grind out results, because at the moment we are not doing well. And 35 minutes into this game, you can see on the stats, Man City are absolutely pounding us, and it's only our own, or their wasteful finishing, that is keeping us in the match as we approach half time. It is still 1-0 though, and that does leave a way back into this game for us. I'm going to tell the team they've been unlucky, because we've been having a go at them for a little while and it's not really made any difference, and maybe a bit of encouragement might help. But Mbemba sends the ball forward to Fernandes. I do need to have a think. We've still got about 40 million in the transfer kitty, so I need to think about who we could bring in that could help change the team. And I think a replacement for Saive is probably our best bet, as Gundogan brings the ball forward. He finds Alexis Sanchez. A couple of tackles in the box there are a bit risky, but Manquillo picks out Cutrone. Is this our chance to get a goal back? Sanabria is in behind. He's one-on-one, and it's saved by the keeper. Sanabria again has snapped the shot wide of the post, and I think you get maybe 1-2 chances in a game like this against a team like Man City, and that was wasted. Now we've got Sanchez running again, switches the ball out to Andre Silva. He finds De Bruyne. Muniain flips it out wide to Sandro. Now Alexis Sanchez. On to Muniain again. Aguero to Silva. Another man over his Stones. 4-5 in the box. Gundogan arriving. He's just put that wide of the post and we escape once more. But you can see how much money they have spent even since last season building their team. Lung punt forward, easily dealt with by Otamendi. Ederson brings it forward. He then sends it out wide towards John Stones. He's having a nice long run forward. Andre Silva. Back to Gundogan. Now Muniain. Got players ahead of him. Instead he goes out wide to Sandro. He puts the ball in low, and Muniain arriving is comfortably able to slot that ball past Onana, and it is 2-0. And I think really the chance that we had to take, because otherwise City were always likely to get another goal, and I think this leaves us with just a little bit too much work to do. I'm going to take Cutrone off though and bring on Perez, who did well last time he came on off the bench. It's not his preferred position, but given that he got a goal last time out, hopefully he can do the same again. But Silva's header comes to Company at the back stick, and that's why you don't make a substitution before a corner. It's now 3-0, and this game is well and truly past us. Haidara, straight from kickoff. Can we get something, or at least a consolation goal here? Keane picked out down the left flank. Not a lot of support there, but he's found Fernandes, and Sanabria with a good first touch, but the second effort comfortably saved by Ederson. Aguero down to Silva, trying to come forward, finds De Bruyne. Given away there to Manquillo, who launches it forward, and Perez has got onto that. Can he make a difference now? He puts the ball in quickly, and it's come to Moise Keane, who finds the bottom corner for 3-1, and we do have just a sliver of hope that we could get back into this match. Corner to City, Muniain onto the edge of the area for Aguero, who runs past the defender, finds Silva, and his spin and shot just goes wide of the post. Sandro with the throw in. Finds Nzonzi of all people. The ball ricochets away to John Stones. You can see how attacking we're being here with 3-on-3 at the back from a Man City attack. Now Nzonzi to Muniain. Out wide to Danilo. He puts a cross in and it's out by Mbemba. Header on to Danilo again. Now Nzonzi to Muniain. Aguero, well tackled. The ball runs free, but it comes to Stones once more. They're just getting to that loose ball before we can. Haidara, though, has got this one. He launches it over the top, and Sanabria is going to get to that. He's got a man over. He picks out Ayoze Perez, and he should have taken a touch there. One little touch, well taken, and he could have found that bottom corner. Onana, 10 minutes left on the clock. We need to score now if we're going to get something from this. Silva forward to Aguero. Got players around him. Does come to Nzonzi. Out wide to Danilo, who's in behind the defence and slots that one in very, very easily. 4-1 is not an unfair scoreline. Keane trying to send the ball forward, but that sums up our game really. Now Danilo on to Bernardo Silva. Nzonzi to Gundogan. Now Muniain. Out wide to Aguero. Again inside, Gundogan to Nzonzi. Trying to get that ball out to the right side, but Bernardo's cut in. He finds Silva, and that's just gone over the bar. Free kick to City in the last minute of added time. It is headed out to Perez, who nods it on, and the full-time whistle has gone. It's another big defeat. A lot of shots for Manchester City there. And I think really what we've learned from this episode is that we have to come up with a different tactic for games against big sides like City, Arsenal and Spurs, because while this tactic has got us some nice results against other teams, we were unbeaten in our first 6 games. We've then gone to lose 3, and we're now sitting in 8th place with teams able to go above us with another result. I mean, we're playing a really tough run of teams. It's never going to be brilliant. Had we got an extra couple of wins against Stoke and West Brom, we'd be looking a lot nicer in the table even after these defeats. But we will have a run of games against West Ham, Everton, Bournemouth, Southampton, Millwall, Watford and Middlesbrough before we take on United. So that's a good run of fixtures where we can start to pick up points and morale once more. But we still got Chelsea to go. We will be at home. It is a televised game, which is quite nice. But we need to at least get a draw from that match to try and stop this slide, because otherwise it will spill over into the other games that come after it. So it needs to end very, very soon. But if you are enjoying this series, do drop a like on the video. If you've got suggestions for tactics that you think will work against big teams like Chelsea, do let me know down in the comments. You can also follow me on Twitter using the link in the description, and if you are feeling generous, you can support me on Patreon, the link also down there for you. But until next time, see ya.